Hi there, my name's Frank Warwick. A lot of you might not know who I am, or if you're new to carp fishing, I suppose you might have not come across me on YouTube so much as some of the current people that are constantly filming themselves. But I've been doing this a long time now. I think this is, I started in, get this, 1970. Probably a long time before most of you were born. So I've been doing it a long time. I started when I was 10 years of age, and I'm still as keen now, 52 years on, as I was at the very beginning. And I know it sounds young to have taken up carp fishing at 10, but there was hardly any of us doing it in them days. I only bumped into a very occasional other person that was a carp angler. And now things have changed, of course. There's almost too many carp anglers out there. But yeah, I recently joined Prologic at the beginning of February. I work with a lot of the bigger companies out there in my extensive angling life as a professional angler, if you like. And you know, it's nice to be with a company that's very forward thinking. They've got a lot of new ideas and products that we can develop together jointly. So there was a lot of scope for exciting things coming in the near future. And which is one of the things that did really interest me a lot is a lot of companies buy stuff off the shelf. You know, there's no innovation going on. And when I delved into Prologic, I was pretty stoked to find out that they do reels from scratch, for example. You know, they don't just go to the wholesaler and get a generic reel and stick their badge on it. So it was designed from the ground up, and that appeals to me. So there's going to be quite a few products, as I say, coming in that we're developing, and it's nice to be with a company that do that kind of work. So getting back to me, I suppose when I was a kid, I'm from Cheshire, so one of the waters that's become an iconic water that I started fishing was Cape Thorne Hole, and I started fishing there in 1970 and fished it through to about the late 70s, and then one of the waters on their portfolio was Reedsmere, which I guess is where I rose to prominence, started writing articles and for the carp magazines in the early 80s, and I kind of developed the single hookbait fishing, the fluoros, about 1981, 82. Had some big catches on there, and you know, things that you take for granted now in the current trend. When you think back, I was doing it in 1982. You know, so things that you automatically think have just always been there weren't. So there are still things that I want to show you when we're doing the filming that are groundbreaking, that are quite extraordinary, really. I don't want to give everything away, but we'll be touching on stuff that you might never have seen anywhere else before, and that's all to come in this series that we're going to be doing. So you know, we can show you that in exact detail. I mean, I recently did a podcast, and I'll give you an example. I was talking about I have my own koi. A lot of us do, carp anglers. Seems to be generic fish keepers. We all fascinated by water and fish. So in the lockdown, in the COVID, I dug a carp pond for my koi, and just by watching my koi, I've learned a hell of a lot, really, and things have gone on to catch me a lot of fish just from observation. Anyway, one of the things I was doing was putting this thing called Mediclay into the water, which gets rid of parasites. It's good for the health. It's full of vitamins and minerals, which they require. Obviously, in an artificial environment, they're not getting those minerals and vitamins. So this adds it to the water, kills the parasites, does everything for the fish. And as soon as I put it in the water, I realised that it was pluming up, and it completely covered my koi pond. And so it was like someone had put china clay in there. So I thought, you know what, that's amazing. I think that we kind of know that if fish are clouding up the bottom in the lake, other fish will go and investigate and get curious. So that had that immediate effect. So I got it and tried it, and I've had some fantastic catches using it. And I've had a flood of messages after the podcast about how should we use the Mediclay and some of the other similar materials that are like that. So what I'm going to do is we'll show you that in one of the films we're making. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, really. So there's going to be some quite exciting bits and pieces coming. Well, I hope you find it exciting. I'm sure you will. And then we can develop it from there. But yeah, exciting times. And I think a lot of people have said to me, rather than just see me doing podcasts sat in studios and things, answering questions, they want to see the practical side on the bank. And that's what we're going to bring you. So, you know, that's our intention. And then, obviously, I've got a lot of experience, fished hundreds of different waters. I think I've had carp from 19 different countries so far as well. When I had a quick tally up, I've had fish up to 70 pounds. You know, from, you know, quite a lot of decent fish from England as well, actually, especially for a northerner, where we've traditionally got poorer fishing in the north, generally speaking. I mean, we're catching up a bit now, we're getting some good waters, but it will never be like the south, I don't think. But yeah, so we can go through all of this anyhow as we progress. So let's take it from there. I'll see you soon.